I'm just getting very sad news that the earthquake is about 7.6 in the Richter scale. It was never ending. The ground shook and swayed and
1,865 people killed, tens of thousands homeless, and many more still unaccounted for tonight after the worst disaster Nepal has seen in nearly a century.
Biggest earthquake after the 1934 earthquake that hit Nepal.
In this country simply trying to get around rehabilitation for people who are going to need it. Imagine the post-traumatic stress for people not only from the time of the earthquake but all those aftershocks and all of this loss.
The day of the Gorkha earthquake was a day the world held its breath and prayed for the thousands of lives at risk for the developing country of Nepal. After its devastation, the world came together to lend a hand. Media swarmed and covered every second of the rehabilitation. As months passed, the attention dissipated and the media went home. The years of help Nepal needed had left. It was one day that would shake Nepal's infrastructure, politics, and cultural identity for the years to come.
My name is Caden Schumann, and I'm the Director for Community and Disaster Response Team, a non-profit that responded after the earthquake of 2015. I remember as the shaking was going, just kind of hugging the dirt and looking over at the opposite side. There was a mountain on the other side of us, and I could see a landslide coming down straight, and it looked like it was just about going to miss this house. And just when it was about to miss the house, it took a crazy turn right and went straight into the house and took the house out.
नमस्ते, मेरो नाम सपना बस्नेत हो। म 12/4 सिन्धुपाल्चोकमा बस्छु। म भैँचालो जाँदाखेरि र ठुलो भैँचालो आयो र हामी रुँदै चिचाउँदै तल झर्यौँ र हामी अनि तल झरेपछि हामीले त्यहाँ छेउछाउमा बस्नुहुन्न भन्नुभयो दिदीहरूले।
गाडीमा आएपछि जुन पहिरो गएको ठाउँबाट हामी लगभग 1 किलोमिटरबाट पर हिँडेर गयौँ। अब यता नि पहिरो छ उता नि पहिरो छ, फेरि पारीबाट जुन पहिरो गएको जुन पारीपट्टि टेकानपुर पुलिसहरूले पनि गरिरहेको छ, सहयोग त गरेको, सशस्त्र पनि लामसाङको जुन सशस्त्रहरूले पनि सहयोग धेरै गरे उहाँहरूले पनि यताउता झिक्ने कतै झिक्ने। अनि त्यो दिन सकेन। मेरो बहिनी, मेरो बुढी, मेरो दाइको छोरीहरू चाहिँ मेरो छोराहरू सबै मुनिपट्टि सुत्या भएको कारणले माथि भएको कारणले बाँध्न सक्थ्यो होला, मुनि सुत्या भएर त्यो घरले पुरानो अब हाम्रो अब त्यही पहाडको घर पुरानो ढुङ्गा माटोको हुन्छ, त्यो ढुङ्गा माटोको घर ढलेर थिचेको। अनि त्यस्तो दिनको दिनमा चाहिँ अब आजको दिनमा भेट्यो भने भेटिहाल्यो, मेरो परिवार भेट्यो भने भेटिहालेँ, नभए मैले परिवार भेट्दैन भन्ने एउटा भयो। र नभन्दै 3 दिनको पालामा जुन मेरो यहाँनिर छ चाहिँ मान्छेहरू, मेरो बुढीहरू यहाँ सुत्या होला भनेर हेर्दाखेरि मेरो बुढीले जुन मान्छे फर्केर आउँदैन अनि चित्त बुझाएँ नि कति चित्त दिनको अहिले पनि सम्झिन्छु कहिलेकाहीँ। अब अहिले पनि मनमा चसक पर्छ। आज 3-4 वर्ष त्यत्रो ठुलो घटना घट्यो, अब सर्वस्व नै सबै सकाएर त्यहीँ सक्यो मेरो। त्यसै कारणले गर्दा कहिलेकाहीँ अहिले पनि चित्त दुखेर आउँछ, अहिले पनि रुनु मन लाग्छ, किनभने अब त्यहीमाथि हाम्रो प्रेम विवाह थियो। त्यस कारणले गर्दा अब किनभने हाम्रो लगभग 5 वर्षको 3देखि 5 वर्षको बिचमा हाम्रो लभ परेर बिहा भएको हो। धेरै नै माया गर्थेँ मैले बुढीलाई। त्यहीमाथि अब सानो बच्चा त्यही भएको कारणले गर्दा साह्रै नै अहिले पनि जुन परिवार सम्झेर फेरि रुन मन लाग्छ। अनि बेलुका यस्तो गर्थेँ उस्तो गर्थेँ भनेर त्यो जुन पहिरोमा गएर त्यही कारणले गर्दा अहिले चाहिँ म धेरै भयो उता नगएको। लगभग घरबारीहरू सबै त्यहीँ सिद्धियो, अब केही पनि छैन, सबै परिवारहरू त्यहीँ बित्यो भनेर अहिले चाहिँ मनमा पीडा भएर नि अहिले त्यतातिर जानु मन लाग्छ।
When the earthquake erupted in Nepal, the media swarmed. News stations from every country was covering the earthquake. The media was in a complete frenzy.
I am Manahari Thapa. I am news chief of news channel Nepal Television. So Nepal Television is the state television of Nepal. Being a journalist, you do not have the holiday. Almost 24 hours you have to work, you have to think. As a journalist, as a professional journalist, I think we may not have like this experience in the future, because this kinds of big, let's say, calamities or damage, when international media covered that news, they covered only the victims and the worst situation. 31 districts were affected out of 77. That means we had mountain was not collapsed, our beauty was not collapsed, right? Our society already there was. That means some more negative part portrayed that affected to Nepal at that time.
The big thing that I see the problem being is the people not fully understanding that once the media leaves, there's still a problem.
मिडियाहरूले पनि त्यतिखेर त किनभने त्यो त तपाईँको यो जुन जुरे पहिरो घटना त अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरको घटना भयो। यो त सायद मेरो विचारमा नेपालमा पहिलो यत्रो ठुलो पहिरोले धेरै मान्छे लगेको यो सायद इतिहासमा पनि यो पहिलो घटना हुन सक्छ। त्यसै कारणले गर्दा मिडियाहरू त हामीसँग दिनकै हुन्थ्यो। मिडियाहरूले त हामीलाई तपाईँको कान्तिपुर टेलिभिजनदेखि लिएर नेपाल टेलिभिजनदेखि लिएर नागरिकहरू पत्रकारहरू जुन पत्रकारहरू हुन्छ नि उनीहरूले हामीलाई रेगुलरली सोध्ने गरेको थियो। तर आजको दिनमा के भयो भनेर तपाईँहरूको के भयो त त्यतिखेर तातोमा मिडिया आउने सोध्ने यता गर्ने उता गर्ने गर्नुहुन्थ्यो। तर आजको दिनमा चाहिँ अब पत्रिकामा लेख्दिनु न यस्तो लेख्दिनु भन्दाखेरि पनि लेख्ने स्थिति छैन। अहिले चाहिँ छैन, त्यस्तो केही छैन। पत्रिकामा कति लेख्ने भन्छ उहाँले पनि हो हुन पनि सरकारले गरेन भनेर तपाईँको त्यो हाम्रो कान्तिपुरको ऋषिराम दाइ यतै हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँले पनि कति लेख्ने भनिसक्नु भयो। लेख्दाखेरि कति लेख्ने सरकारलाई कति ध्यान आकर्षण गराउने भन्ने कुरा पनि गरिसक्नु भयो। उहाँले पटक लेखिसक्यो। त्यति गर्दा पनि अहिलेसम्म कुनै सहयोग हुँदैन भनेपछि त्यो जुरे पहिरो भन्ने कुरा त अब त सेलाइसक्यो। जनताले जुन पहिरोमा परेको मान्छेहरू हुन्छ, जुन नेवार बस्ती छ, त्यहाँ तामाङ बस्ती छ, तिनीहरू त अब केही पनि गर्दैन सरकारले भनेर आफ्नो ढङ्गले आफ्नो व्यवसाय आफ्नो घरहरू आफैले बनाइसक्यो। अब सरकारको भर पनि परेको छैन र अब चाहिँ मिडियाले चाहिँ अब अलिकति देखाइदियो हुन्थ्यो त्यो पैसा सिडिओ कार्यालयमा पैसा छ कि त्यो अब राजनीतिक दलको मान्छेहरूले पैसा लिइसक्यो कि के गरे भागवण्डा गरिसक्यो, त्यो चाहिँ एउटा अब मिडियाले चाहिँ गरिदियो हुन्थ्यो भन्ने लाग्छ।
So we're here 3 years later, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Nepal has completely recovered after 3 years?
No, not completely recovered. To full covered, still we need more time. It's not easy it is not damaged only the people. It not damaged only the hospital. It is the damage of our soul, our humanity, our life, our even thinking.
I was, given this position as an international coordinator from the Lions Club. I am a director of the Lions Club Makalu. Sad thing about our government, there was no any immediate response team deployed. Only team they deployed was in a place like big buildings and hotels. They'll try to break it and try to rescue that, and that was the few scenario. Otherwise, deployment was very slow, and most places they couldn't even reach. Even people whose house was not cracked, they all lived in a temporary tents and things. They were far away in the field, or that Turikyong, big field there. Everyone, they camped out.
कहाँ बस्ने के गर्ने भन्ने एउटा दिमागमा एउटा केही कुरा सोच्ने आएन। बद्री बहादुर बस्नेत दाई हुनुहुन्थ्यो, उहाँ पनि हामीसँग काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो, उहाँले नै हामीलाई काममा यताउता गर्नुभएको थियो। उहाँले एउटा यही ठाउँमा जुन अहिले हामीले अन्तर्वार दिए त्यसकै पारिपट्टि एउटा घर, त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ मासिक 10,000 दिने गरेर हामी त्यहाँ चाहिँ सर्टेनली टाइम तपाईँको 3-4 महिना जति बस्यौँ।
Well, tent stayed for more than 6 months, 1 year. Near the Hyatt Hotel, the tent stayed for, I think it's more than 2 years.
People living in these tents.
Yeah, yes. And those are the people not from here. Those are the people from Sindhupalchok, near Dulikhel, Kabri Palanchok, and because their houses are destroyed, and there was no any grant right away from the government, so they have to survive.
पहिरो गएपछि हामीलाई सरकारले गर्नुपर्ने सहयोगहरू कुनै पनि रूपमा सरकारबाट हामीलाई भएन। अहिले पनि भएको छैन। अहिले पनि नेपाल कम्युनिस्ट पार्टीको सरकार छ। सरकार हुँदाखेरि अहिले पनि जुरे पहिरोमा 2,70,00,000 रुपियाँ पैसा जम्मा भएछ। आज 6-7 वर्ष 371 भनेपछि 4 वर्ष भइसक्यो। आज त्यो पैसा त्यत्तिकै त्यहीँ सिडिओ कार्यालय खातामा जम्मा भएर बसेछ। एउटा सरकारले एउटा केही दीर्घकालीन एउटा सोच बनाएको छैन। अहिलेसम्म एउटा घर पनि बनाइदिएको छैन। जुन भूकम्पको जुरी पहिरो गएछ त्यहाँनिर भूकम्पको लागि बनाउनलाई पनि सहयोग दिएको छैन। अहिले घरहरू बनाउनलाई केही कसैलाई पनि, म बाहेक मेरा अरू पनि साथीहरू छन्, उहाँहरूलाई पनि कुनै सरकारले अहिलेसम्म केही पनि सहयोग गरेको छैन। मात्र मोहन दाइले उहाँले यताउता आफ्नो दात्री निकाय सहयोगहरू ल्याएर चाहिँ उहाँले धेरै नै सहयोग गरिदिइराख्नु भएको छ।
Hello, my name is Surendra Gurung and I am Deputy Executive Director of Share and Care Nepal, which is an NGO. The need was massive, it was a huge need, but we have very limited resources. So it is very difficult to distribute the things because it is not possible to make everyone happy at that time. The people who took that distributions, they were not able to distribute it properly, or people not happy because those who didn't get it, they might harm.
Now the government of Nepal is crying because I know so many people, so many government of the world had promised to give. Now they are not giving any money because whatever the money they got is they didn't spend rightly. A lot of money displaced in the wrong, things. They got, corrupted, half of the money and, things like that. Many projects are still not done.
My name is Sudarshan Dar Pradhananga, District Governor, 1819, multiple district chief of 582. When the earthquake happened, the most of the school building of the remote areas and outside of Kathmandu were not built properly.
म स्कुल जानु पाइनँ। मेरो पढाइ 15 दिनसम्म छुट्यो र मैले धेरै मेरो कति कोर्सहरू पनि छुट्यो र स्कुल जानु नपाए मेरो साथीहरूलाई पनि मैले भेट्न पाइनँ र स्कुलमा कस्तो भइरहेछ होला भनेर धेरै क्युरियस भयो। पढ्न पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन भनेर धेरै डर भयो मलाई।
Nepal has main reason is all the political parties, members, they don't have a vision. They don't even understand how much a chemist can contribute. It's like, they don't even get a little bit of hints about photography or the media, how much you can, change the world by media. They don't get it. So a lot of time, I don't want to blame because they ignore it, but mostly they have no idea. They have no idea.
So every person has the passions of doing something, right? I have a passion to helping the people. So even though like some people, they got a chance to get education from here to Kathmandu to the United States of America, some people they didn't come back because they don't have a passion to helping to others. But I have a passion to help to the people, right? That's why I'm back and forth with this country.
Well, after the earthquake, many kids were given a leave of absence, but after some time, people were making their own decision. If there is a safe place, they were running classes outside in the field. They did for some time, but it was not practical in the rain and heat, hot weather. It was not possible. But they also tried to arrange some other temporary, shelter kind of thing for running a classroom. But that worked a little bit, But as I said, the school were first built, in the country, so they could go back to the school,
If we think of education as like a ball rolling down a hill, it's gaining momentum, and when the earthquake hit, it's almost like it just hit a wall that it couldn't pass. Just threw everything everywhere. It couldn't go anywhere. And it takes a lot to be able to get rid of that wall and build that momentum to get back on the track that we need to go.
Brain drain is basically for those who have a higher education, and that can be utilized in our country so much. We needed so much those kind of people, but they go and work in another country, because they get a good job offer.
So education is the most important thing in life.
In this world, it's very hard to survive without education.
The kids had to be out of school for some time. The school classes itself, some schools were completely destroyed. Others had walls missing.
Namaste, my name is Uttam Kumar Devja. I have started the first accessible restaurant in Thamel, Kathmandu, Nepal. Some people, they raise the fund telling that we are helping the build the school, build these communities and build the things. And they start, fundraise, and then they just, did bad things on that fund also. Because just like an example, $50,000 they raise, and then they just spend $5,000 or $10,000, and $40,000 they just did that. Yeah, that won't happen.
So the money didn't even go towards.
No.
So at the time, government was very slow because that time government system was not constant. They have just changing and changing. So that was the big factor on that time.
Some people, they already have got they took already the money from the government, and they don't want to spend their money building the house.
So I think, so honestly speaking, government didn't do well on that time.
Many people are still in tent, but they need help. They need a good education, and then the first thing should be education. After the education, they can do their one. And the bank, once they have got the good education, the bank will also give a loan. The government has got the process for this earthquake affected people, loan on 2% to build.
But it's still people are under construction, most of the houses. So it was already more than 3 years, right? Almost 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And it's still work. It's still doing it. It's not completed yet. That's why the government is very slow. That's why I don't like it.
The tent life, it's very hard for those people. But what to do, because of the financial situation, they need to be there. And government and many NGOs, they are not much focused on these things. Because NGO who are working in this community, they know the tent city. But many NGOs, they don't want to get inside the tent community. Because it's because of education. People don't want to learn what exactly to live a better life.
But we don't have a constant government. It's just changing and changing and changing every time. Maybe that was one factor, like the government couldn't work very effectively. And even though like now it's almost 3 years, like even though like most of the houses were under constructions, and which is very sad for me, because what I thought like within a year they have to be ready. There should be a construction for all those houses, rebuild all those houses, but still is under construction most of the houses.
They don't have a time for education, as well as they don't have stock money to build the house. So they need help in a proper way. Don't give the money direct to these people. We can make, the government should make a space for those people to build the good community.
They try their best, but I don't think so. They capture everything. I thought like they means like who are the people that are affected by the earthquake. So, and then what do we need to do, and how the government is supposed to look for those people who are affected, and what are the things like we can do it. They have to like.
But it is true that when the media is left, it is like the things is over now. Everything is fine and good. It is like no one continue like praying, continue asking about the things happenings. This is completely true that when media left, it looks like the world thought like that it is complete now, but it is more worse after that, because when the medias were here, there are lots of people coming, even the individuals, even the clubs, they were very much active because they are in the media, right? But when they left, when they have less profile, the people started doing things less than that. We have observed this kind of things, but things was more difficult after the media left, because less priority from the third world country, from the other world, right? And then but the things were developed, the problem were developed, like it was monsoon, and when we have monsoon, there were not many medias were here to telecast what happens during the monsoon time, during the rainy time in the earthquake affected areas. And when we have winterization in the December and January, we have winter, and at that time there were no media, and lots of peoples who were under the CGI shelters, especially the children's and the oldest peoples, they have pneumonias, and they have other cold affected diseases, pneumonias, and then asthmas. So based on the seasons, there were more challenges added up, right? But it was not captured, or it was not telecasted, or it was not mentioned to the world, because they have less profile at that time.
But one of the important, greatest constraint is the resource, because the resource has to be allocated in many areas. Yeah, very good question. Actually, in the long run, the landslide has very long-lasting impact, because the farmers, they don't have their area for cultivation of their cereals, maize, rice, wheats, and they have actually the few areas for their cultivation. So in this case,
it's only so long that a news organization can cover the same thing before the viewers stop watching. And that's what happened in Nepal. The viewers stopped watching, so they stopped covering. And then the people naturally assumed, or some of the people assumed, that since the media is no longer covering it, the problem is gone. And the problem is very much alive. There are people living in tents. There are people living in metal tin structures. There are people, mothers who lost children. There are sisters, brothers who've lost mothers, fathers. People are fragile, and it doesn't take 3 months of media coverage to fix all the problems that are here in this region. A lot of the media has missed a follow-up on what has changed, what has been being done, and the fact that it's not hopeless.